How's everyone doing today? So today we're going to talk about the k20a3. A lot of people have been asking me questions on Instagram and YouTube about this engine. A lot of people want to know how much power these engines can make. This motor comes in the Acura RSX and also in the Civic Si, also known as the EP3. So from the factory, this engine makes 160 crank horsepower. At the wheels, that translates to 140 wheel horsepower around there. And a lot of people don't like that. It's not enough power, and they always want to find a way to make more horsepower. So this is what this video is going to be about. So why does everyone hate this engine? Alright guys, so why does everyone hate this engine? Well, basically, Honda and Acura didn't design this engine to be a high performance engine. It was actually created to be an economy version of the k20a2. So compared to the k20a2, there's a lot of things about this engine that a lot of people do not like. So it has lower compression. The head is not a VTEC head. It only has kind of a VTEC on the intake side, and the exhaust side is single lobe. Other than that, the rods and rod bolts are very weak compared to the k20a2. Also, one of the smaller reasons why this engine makes less power is because it does come with a dual runner plastic manifold, and it does eat a lot of horsepower that this engine can possibly make once you remove that. Alright, and a lot of you guys are asking yourselves, what do you do if you find yourself having one of these engines, whether it came in your Acura RSX because you bought a base model, or you ended up buying the motor from someone and you didn't really know how to check an engine code and you ended up getting k20a3. So, two things I have for you guys. You're either going to keep it because you don't have a lot of money to either swap out to a better engine, which is either a k20a2 or like a k24 motor, or even doing a Frankenstein motor. But if you do have the money, and money is not an issue for you, I would say honestly get rid of it and definitely go k24. So now if you realize you're in a situation where you do have to keep this engine, you always ask yourself, alright, so what could I do to make more horsepower? Alright, so when anybody's modifying an engine, there's many different ways to do it. You can either go like a normal full bolt-on route, or you could do full bolt-ons with cams, and some people go turbo. We're not going to talk about turbocharging in this video. Maybe we'll save that for another video in the future. But the first option that a lot of people do is a regular full bolt-on, which usually means intake header and exhaust. On a k20a3, there's not much to gain. If you are doing the regular intake header and exhaust, you're really only going to see about 160 wheel horsepower, so you're only regaining what you lose from the transmission drivetrain loss. Alright, so now we're getting into people that want to do real bolt-ons. If you're going to do an intake manifold or throttle body, these mods respond very well to the k20a3, but if you do these mods, you have to get K-Pro. Alright guys, so K-Pro is a must in order to change the intake manifold or the throttle body. If you are doing the throttle body, there are 3 pins on the TPS sensor that do have to be swapped around. Okay, so the 2 outside wires have to be cut, spliced, and swapped around, and then just solder around together, and you should be set to go. Alright, so if you find yourself going down this route and you do more serious bolt-ons, which include the intake manifold and the throttle body, intake header and exhaust, for k20a3 you are going to need K-Pro, like I said earlier, and I do highly recommend it too. And this will leave you anywhere between 170 wheel horsepower to maybe close to 180, but that's kind of pushing it. So now a lot of people ask me this main question. This is what I get more than anything: how do I make Type S power on the k20a3? And that question is answered very easily. There's only one more main component you need to make that kind of power, which is a camshaft. So there's many different options you can go. Alright, so you can either go with an OEM camshaft or an aftermarket camshaft. If you go with an OEM style K-series camshaft, that'll leave you anywhere between 199 wheel horsepower all the way up to about 210 wheel horsepower. But you have to be careful, guys. If you go with a 02 to 04 Type S camshaft, you can use the stock valve train. You might get some phantom knock when you're tuning, but don't worry, that's not real knock. If you go anything with a 05, an 06 R6 camshaft or a T6 camshaft, then usually you do have to do valve train upgrades because there's a higher lift cam. Alright, so now there's some of you guys that really want to take the A3 to the next level, and that's when the aftermarket camshaft comes into play. When you're using the aftermarket camshaft, you will make anywhere from 215 wheel horsepower all the way up to 230 wheel horsepower. Not many people think it's possible, but I've done it myself. My k20a3 in the past, I made 235 wheel horsepower with a stage 1 cam and a few other special mods that I've done on my own to get to that power level. Just reminder guys, if you are using Type S style cams, you only have 2 options when it comes to rocker assembly. You're either going to have to run a VTEC killer setup, which utilizes A3 exhaust rockers on both the exhaust and intake side, or you could purchase a Type S rocker assembly and you have to flip the pins on each rocker assembly throughout the valve train. Alright guys, so in this video we spoke about the capabilities and how far you could take a k20a3 engine. I hope you guys did learn something in this video. If you guys have any more questions, you guys can always hit me up on Instagram if you guys have my Instagram, or obviously you can send me instant message on YouTube as well. So see you guys next time. Peace.